Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Silverlake Priestess Podcast. And I'm here live with all of the sisters that I'm going to be facilitating with tomorrow. Happy Imbolc. And before we get started, let's see. I'm going to do just a few technical things here. Okay, here it is. Okay, we should be good. Okay. So, welcome. Let me introduce everybody that I'm here with. Here I'm sitting with June. We are going to be playing music for you. We're going to be doing a little singing for you tonight, and we'll be singing for you tomorrow. And I have Raya L. Dragon, right? And I have Aimee Delphine Lasanthia, if you guys just want to wave while I'm saying your name so people know who I'm referring to. And then Raquel from the Modern Witch Movement. So we are also excited to be here together. We have been brought together for the raising of this goddess temple. So all of you watching and listening to the podcast, you know Grail. I've had Priestess Grail on the show. And when she was here for the Red Tent Priestess activation that I had here in December, she was linked up with Raya, and they have some history, and they've been working on this priestessing for the past few years. And Raya had this vision for having a goddess temple in Los Angeles. And Grail brought me into this situation right when it was all forming. And also, as you all know, we've had Raquel on the show, we've had Aimee on the show, and I've done some facilitating with both of them. I brought these two sisters in to just kind of like help me put all of this together. So we're all going to share for you a little bit about what we're doing tomorrow in the circle. If you're living in Los Angeles, we invite you to come and participate with us tomorrow. Right about now, it's going to be about 6 to 9 p.m. tomorrow. So anyway, we will start with Raya. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for bringing all of us together.
Yeah, thank you for, I mean, it just happens, you know, when the right people need to come together, it just happens.
Yeah.
We all draw each other in some way or another.
Yeah, totally. It's happening.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So yeah, share with us, what was your inspiration for creating this goddess temple?
Well, as when I ran into Grail 2 years ago, it was as a practicing witch in a world that is very different, that it's very religion dominated, and it's very, and so most of your knowledge and practice comes from first books. And so when I magically got brought over to Drit, I found this temple, and I'm like, oh my God, there's a place. We can actually have places where people like myself and other women and men and whoever practice more a pagan sort of way and believing in different beliefs that then could find a place where you could just sit down and feel in her presence. And not that I'm saying that you can't feel in her presence in parks, but just a place where it's okay, you know. And I guess that was really inspiring for me to see that there were people that were like me and that I wasn't alone. And I knew that I wasn't, but you still, you know, you have to go. It was something that was so special that I wanted to recreate it in the city that I live in. And when I felt that I was ready to be able to open something like this, it was time. And Grail came in at the perfect time and then put us together, and it just floated. But I just want a place where we can go to and practice and learn about what is doing circles, and learn about how to do intentions and divinations and ruin magic and be priestesses and really master our art, as opposed to being like, oh my God, you fly in a broom or something, you know. What is that? To a place that we can call home. That's the vision, with people that can guide us and help us and go, oh my God, you're safe. Right, you've got like vision, or you've got psychic abilities or divination, and let us help you find that art in you, you know.
Well, surely you were inspired by the goddess temple of Ashland. I know that that's where you and Grail met, and I've been up there myself. And, you know, her temple has been inspired by the one in Avalon.
Yeah.
It's by bringing this here now, we're kind of linking all of these energies together.
Yeah. She's got stones from Avalon under there, and when I was in her temple, that's when I really see the visions very strongly of Avalon and all the past of my own as a priestess and as a woman that practices magic and this art in her temple. So her energy and that energy was super important, and hopefully us as together as sisters, we can go sometime and get stones for ourselves to bring back to our temple wherever. So I think without jumping, that in future a great vision would perhaps, if obviously the goddess wants us, and I'm sure it's going to be drawn to us, is to have lands where it's something that's always there, and between the sisters we all take care of a temple like they have up there, at some. So that is a greater vision in the future. We're planting a seed today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to Avalon. We'll talk about this later, but we are going to Avalon in the summer. So there's an invitation there for you and for other sisters that feel called to come with us. Actually, May is going to be facilitating with me, and so is Raquel. And June is going to be coming out there with me as well. We're going to be performing. So we'll just put that little in there. We can talk more about that later, but that is something that's really happening, and it's also something that I'm offering. There's a few spots for other sisters to come and join us as well. So thank you so much for sharing that, and thank you so much for drawing us all together. It's such a it's so fun when we do this all together. And so today, as I was saying, is Imbolc. And so Raquel, would you like to tell us what Imbolc is?
Well, it's the day between winter and spring. And so it can be considered the day where the seed that was planted or that's been kind of in the earth, kind of getting ready to go, starts to now crack open. And so it's the readiness for growth, but it's really now like, I'm coming out. Get ready for me, world. It's also a time where the crone goes into being a maiden, which we'll talk about Bridget later. But it's really kind of like this renewal or this birth of just new and fresh energy. And I think that being connected to understanding what Imbolc is being connected to the cycles. And so I love that by paying attention to these, we reconnect to those cycles. So understanding when our planet and us and all the energy that makes everything kind of has this surge of energy and this moment of like, yeah, like spring's about to come, like getting ready. And so, yeah, that's Imbolc in a nutshell, is we're getting ready to grow some beautiful flowers and play with them in the spring.
I was just talking with some sisters this week actually, we were in a retreat. We were talking about Imbolc, and something that was shared was that the priestesses still, and back in the day, used to make a commitment or set an intention to dedicate themselves to something on the day of Imbolc for a year day.
Yeah, because it is that first attempt at growth, that first push. And that's another reason why fire is also very connected to it, because it's that spark of creation. I really like the idea of just looking at it as seeds, and then you're able to kind of see the whole life cycle as the rest of the year goes on. And that today is Freya Day. So Friday was named after the goddess Freya, which has also been known as Aphrodite, connected to Venus, all kind of that same energy. And oftentimes when young girls were ready to come of age, this was the fire festival that would happen, where they would go from like their white dress into their red dress as a woman. And so they were rebirthed, and they would choose a new name for themselves. And so it's like it's really a time where you can rebirth yourself, and you can really, it's like a witch's New Year's in a way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So May,
yes.
So we will talk about what each of us are going to be doing in the circle tomorrow, but because you are going to be doing the ceremony for us around Bridget, will you share a little bit with us about her, about how she connected to Imbolc?
Yes. Bridget is a Celtic sun goddess, and she represents the healing and the warmth, as Raquel was sharing earlier too, that ignition, that spark as we're getting ready, emerging into spring, in the quickening and the rebirth and our own initiations into our new, what we're going to be creating in the towards spring and summer and our high creative time. And she is associated also with the bees, perhaps as the bees are also representing that essence of eternal renewal, that she brings us into the renewal, into the new life cycle, as do the bees. As the bees swarm, they are constantly rebirthing themselves. And thinking of the honey, which we will be enjoying tomorrow as the sacrament within the ceremony, the honey contains that element from the sun. It's like the golden sun, but it also represents that essence of healing that are also associated with the goddess Bridget. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to basking in that deliciousness and how honey drips through all of our cells and inspires that that creativity from the garden, from the sun, from the flowers, the bees, and all of that is within ourselves.
I've been in honey ceremony with you in the dark times when we were like going into the dark. This will be my first doing ceremony with honey ceremony. We're actually like coming out of the darkness into the light.
Yeah, this one will be a little bit different because we'll be celebrating the alivening of our bodies. So we'll be dancing and we'll be singing, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to being in that beauty together.
Me too. I'm actually so excited about this energy. You talk about like the quickening, and I can feel it. So much like buzzing, I guess. Talking about the bees, there's so much like buzzing and so much aliveness happening. Raya, would you like to share with us what it is that you're going to be offering in the circle tomorrow?
Food. In the circle, I'll be offering the breaking of bread, which is it's bread. It's kind of it's enjoying and eating, because nourishment is so important, and it's sort of bread makes in religion very significant. So I figured that if we use the bread as the earth and we all break it and consume it, it's like we're celebrating her and saying thank you, we got you, mother, and we're going to be on our side because we've got us. And that's kind of like everything that my food represents. Is we cook, I'm being extremely grateful that the Mother Earth and Goddess is feeding us, and that's making us like she is, the goddesses that we are inside, and it's that cycle. So by breaking the bread, we're taking her in, but we're also giving thanks to her for nourishing us and telling her we've got you like you've got us. That's what it means to me. So I hope to be able to share that in return with the food and the stuff to feed you and nourish you, that she's got you. You just got to take care of her.
And her food is amazing, guys. Like totally incredible, so delicious. And you're making cacao for us as well. You're going to start the ceremony off with cacao.
And just song. So I always sing when I do my cacaos, and I sing to it. And a lot of it, when I'm stirring the things, that it's like in my cauldron, when I'm singing, I sing to my food. So what is your song? What is my song? My song is my light, and to spread it and be a priestess. And what is your song specifically to you? So you sing it to your cacao when you get it, and you whisper it whatever way that is, and you give it that, and then into with all the rest of the stuff that you're doing and getting in the circle, that's going to be empowering all of it to, activate the cacao to open your heart and be yourself and listen to yourself.
Awesome.
So beautiful.
Yeah. And Raquel, what are you going to be leading us through in the circle?
I'm going to be facilitating holding sacred space with all of you. And I'm very excited about that. I'll be offering a heart grounding meditation to really center us and align us and connect us. So within, so without, so above, so below. And yeah, and I will be just engaged in learning about all this magic with you ladies.
And Aimee, you were telling us a little bit about what you were offering. Do you have anything that you want to add to that?
Thanks. I'll add a little more, just saying that I feel it's a time we can really honor our bodies and the sacredness of our bodies and the creativity of our bodies. So we will be blessing ourselves and honoring the creativity that flows through us, and the gift of having these bodies that we can create with.
So June and I are going to be offering some music, and something that we've been doing lately is we've been doing rituals live on Facebook and on Instagram when we're having like a new moon or a full moon, and some of the holy days and the holidays. So I thought also, like, while we're all here together, because tonight is actually Imbolc. It's tonight, now. And so for anyone who is watching, we're going to give everybody an opportunity. So this is what we're going to do in Circle tomorrow, is that you will have an opportunity to set some intentions. If you haven't been aware of what this time represents, and this is like new for you, and you haven't been doing ritual, we're going to give you the opportunity to go in and to reflect and to come up with some intentions or some ways that you want to dedicate yourself. And so that's one of the things that I use music for. So I'm going to ask everybody if you just go ahead and close your eyes, and you ladies as well. And June and I are going to just sing a little piece for you. So just let's all take a nice deep breath and get our spines nice and long and tall, and reach the crown of our head to the ceiling. And then on the exhale, you're just going to release your shoulders down away from your ears, just letting go of like any extra energy. Just send it down your spine and all the way into the earth, and let the earth absorb it. And so as you continue to breathe, you're just allowing your spine to get nice and long. See your spinal column in like white light, and just filling up with air. And then when you're exhaling, just releasing what no longer serves you, just releasing any extra nervous or stressful or angry energy or even tired energy. Just release. And then just keep breathing into your heart center, exhaling, releasing, and feeling supported by the earth and by the chair that you're sitting in. We're just going to sing and just allowing yourself also to receive any of the messages that are coming in through spirit while we're singing. Oh, Taking a nice breath, everyone all together. Nice long exhale. And again, nice deep inhale. Nice long complete exhale. And one more time for 3 on your own. Nice deep inhale. Breathe into your heart center. Spread your collarbones nice and wide. And on this exhale, you're just going to absorb all of that energy. Feel all of that energy that's moving through your body. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes. So, yeah, I can feel it. So this is what I invite you all to, grab your journals or just make some notes of just the sensations that you're having right now. If you're coming to Circle tomorrow, we're going to do some work on this, and maybe you'll refine it a little bit better, but just whatever you're experiencing, whatever it is that you're feeling right now, this is the beginning of a cycle. And so when we're at the beginning of a cycle, it's whatever's going on that energy feeds into it, right? It's like what we're watering our plants with. This energy feeds into the future. So it also pays to be intentional. It pays to be intentional at these times. It pays to sit in some silence, go in and ask, what is your spirit telling you? What are the messages for you? So I'm so excited to be with you ladies tomorrow. If anyone else has anything else, that they want to share, and so anything they want to say to maybe some of the people that are coming, please go ahead, Raquel.
So while you were just enchanting us a moment ago, I had this deck, because I always have this deck next to me, which is Alana Fairchild's Sacred Rebels deck. And I just literally cut it to the center, and out came collaborative dreaming. So we're nailing it, ladies. But I also wanted to share that I think that this is a new cycle of people coming together and collaborating. And I think that that's the point of the Goddess Temple and sisterhood and joining together as covens or as priestesses and circles. Like, it's about our growth so that we can grow together better. And so I really honor this time as being the spark of renewing into a new phase where we're all working together in sisterhood and collaborating together. So thank you, everyone who is both on Facebook and you, for beautiful women, for collaborating on this dream with me.
Just chills, just like my whole body just chills.
You can't make this up.
Well, of course it's about dreaming. If for those of you who are watching, if you haven't listened to my podcast with Raquel yet, please listen. Part of her magic is to work with dreams, and she facilitates working with dreams for other people and dream circles. And what was it that I was going to say? Oh, to everyone who's watching, please come. What this is brand new. There isn't an already existing group of people. It's just open, and this Goddess Temple is going to be made up of whoever it is that shows up. Raya just had the inspiration to do it, and she put it out there, and now all of us, she didn't know us. Now all of a sudden we're here, and even just, I haven't known Raquel and Aimee that long. Or I don't know June that long either. It's just like how people come into your life at the perfect time. And so we are calling our sisters. We're calling any of you who want to come and sit in circle. And you don't have to have any experience. You don't have to know anything about what any of this is. Just come. There's a candle that's included. You are totally free to bring your journals if you want. Come, bring a sister, come by yourself. It's also really awesome. I will do this. Like, just show up by yourself. You're gonna meet somebody. Like, there's gonna be other sisters that show up by themselves, and we're all here doing this together. Andy's making us incredible food. We're going to have a ceremony with honey. We're going to be able to meditate and close our eyes. If you have a drum, bring your priestess drums. Like, that's going to be one of the things. This is the beginning of a nine circle cycle. So we are going to gather 9 times in this year, and there's going to be different facilitators and teachers. And if you are someone who feels called to us and there's things that you want to share, we want to meet you and we want to experience your magic as well. It's one of the things I do say a lot. It's like we all have a seat in the circle. It's not just about who's teaching or who put it together or who's like leading this part or whatever. We all have magic for each other, and we all have something completely different to share, and we all have a different story, and we all add to it, all of us. So yeah, we're inviting all of you, and Aimee and Raya, do either of you have anything that you would like to say before we go?
Yes, I'm really, really excited. I can't wait. I can't wait till tomorrow. I can't wait for all of you guys to join us. And here we go. And I'm super excited to be on this journey with you ladies. Like, I couldn't be more blessed.
Yeah, me as well. I'm deeply grateful to be co-creating the deliciousness, all of us together, and everyone who will be coming tomorrow, and it feels really blessed.
Let me just emphasize, there is no other goddess temple in LA. None.
Yeah.
None. You need to go.
Okay, well, loving all of you. I'm so excited for tomorrow, and tomorrow it is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. arriving at 5:30. You arrive and you take your shoes off and you find your seat between 5:30 and 6. That's when you're gonna get your cacao and you're gonna start to drop in.
It's raining really hard tomorrow, so maybe you can get there like earlier, like leave out early, because you don't know what it's gonna be like.
Right, and we're gonna be at Liberate Hollywood, so that's right in the Hollywood area. So definitely come, get there early so that you can park and just have all that stuff taken care of, because we will close the circle at 6, so you can't get in late. So if you're coming,
Leave early.
Get there at
Leave
5:30.
early.
There is also a train station, just in case anybody doesn't. There is a train station a block away. It's Vine and Hollywood is your cross, and from there you're like a block away. Walk straight onto the W and you'll be there. Very, very bad. In case you don't want to drive in the rain, don't use the rain as not coming to see us.
Yeah, come and see us.
Yeah.
Okay. So blessings to everyone out there that's watching, and blessings to all of you sisters, and we will all be together tomorrow, and I love you, and happy Imbolc. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Huh.